Hey everyone, Warix here. So I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, vault openings. Something that I know a few people do and just allows us to kind of talk generally about the game and allows me to kind of do some quick channel updates as well in these videos. So today we are starting on my characters. I only have 4 vaults. I missed my DK this week because of time constraints, but we're starting with looking at 3 characters that well, 3 of the possible 4 characters that I might be playing in 10.1 depending on my raid needs. So first off is going to be Warrior, currently Fury, but willing to play Arms as well. And as you can see, this character is my freshest 70, only 350 item level, but we have hit some nice bags here with Imbued Kalashi Crusher, and I got a 386 Obsidian Seared Claymore made, so in reality, don't really need any weapons. Don't need a set of boots, and most likely don't need a set of a neck, because eventually I'll be replacing that with Lariat. So really, at this point, almost everything else is going to be an upgrade. Now, this character only got into 1 easy key last week, and that was a +3 that I just did just to get a key in, and as you can see, collect the Great Vault reward, get my 25 gold from that. So basically, I'm looking for anything except weapons and maybe boots. Now, at +3, it's not going to be the highest item level, but considering this character is only 350 overall, we got a good chance here. And we got a decent little cloak, Cape of Valajar Courage, Verse Mastery. Not the best stats for any of the specs that I play, but considering it is a 26 item level upgrade, it is going to be a DPS upgrade across the board. So I wanted something that I could potentially catalyze into tier, but for the most part, we're just going to start off with a good cloak upgrade that I can then go through a couple hundred valor on this character on the 1 dungeon that I've done. So eventually we'll be able to get this upgraded. So we're off to a good start, I think, overall. Next up, we're going to do my Hunter. My Hunter is my 3rd highest eye level character at 405. Character that I basically play for fun and keys when I want to turn my brain off. I know that coming from someone that loves Ret Paladin right now, it's kind of funny to say. But let's go in and open up here and let's look at what we could use on our Hunter. Hunter, biggest thing I probably need is some is a ring here, maybe some boots that I could, I eventually will upgrade these overall, but if I can get something that's pretty solid now. I did a 17 on this character, so it should be around a 415 item. So a few things could fit here. Potentially some gloves that I could upgrade, some pretty decent items overall. All right, so let's open this up. We are Beast Mastery only on this character right now. I know I played a lot of survival early on, but the gameplay style right now just feels depressing. And we get Haste Mastery boots, so not the greatest boot upgrades, but I'm saving a ton of valor because I go from a 6 of 13 to a 13 of 13 on the 415, so that's going to be a nice upgrade. We'll put some Watcher's Loam on that, or Planeswalker's Breeze, but probably Watcher's Loam for the extra stamina. We'll go ahead and update that set. This character is now 408, so not bad for a character that I basically have only played in Mythic Plus. Alright, next up we are going to switch over and go to Emerald Dream, where I'll be soon making my home on some of our characters. As you can probably see the character transfer. We're going to go to my Druid, my former main, before switching to Paladin for raid reasons, and then falling in love with Paladin and wanting to stay with it. This character, mainly Guardian Druid, but does have gear and flexibility for all 4 specs. Did a 18, I believe was the number, 17 or 18, so with this character in a pretty good place. Probably not going to see much in the way of upgrades. 408, so just actually the same as my Hunter now, because I've not really been actively playing this character. Let's take a quick look. This add-on here, by the way, is Narcissus. Highly recommend it. What are the biggest needs? Ring. Oh, I'm in my balance set. Hang on. Let's switch over to... Oh, why do I have Rage Feather on my set? Okay, sorry. Let's upgrade this to Granis. Oh, my bear set got saved as my balance set. That's unfortunate. All right. Obsidian Goaltending Spire. Let's fix this set while I'm right here. Get this that has the Fierce Armor kit on it. All right, and we'll update this set. All right. Actually, let's go back into Narcissus. All right, so again, ring here would be really nice. Get a like a 418, 415 ring. Gloves or boots, or really legs is the biggest need for tier, so I can convert that and upgrade that. So that's kind of the need there. Let's see what we get here. I was in balance spec, but I did get a 415 coreless cracking dagger. That'll upgrade the one that I have right now, which is only 398. So a good upgrade for a balance spec is coming soon. I forgot I was balance spec for the purposes of helping someone try to get a rage feather. Whoops. But that's all right. It's a character that I'm not playing much of, and if I'm playing druid next tier as a DPS, I'm either going to be feral or balance, whichever's the better DPS spec. And now let's go to the main. My good old Tauren druid, Oryx Light. See what we can get him out of his vault. I did a 20 plus. He has 2 mythic slots, so yeah, slots total that he could potentially out of. And I don't know if I did in vault slot in mythic. I play a lot of keys on this character this. Currently in focus, even though I'm playing, playing right now for raid purposes. Biggest need I think would be gloves, or boots rather. These haste mastery with leech, but something at 421. I think the loss level of leech is good. Good things. I'm good on trinkets right now because I have the best 2. Some wrists would be good. Maybe a helmet, glove, something tier related at 421. But for the most part, this character who is at 414, 415 is in pretty good shape, considering I'm not doing end of mythic dungeon farms. Actually, let's make sure I'm in the right loot spec. Yep, retribution. We don't want to make that same mistake again. All right, so 424 helm, we're probably taking that. Even with the loss of the primary stat gem, I could just move that over into another socket of mine. So I'm losing a socket, which kind of weakens my lariat, but I think overall at 14 eye level upgrade, this is just the best spot that I've got. So we're gonna take the tier. Love me some tier. Gives me, I think, mythic in almost every slot now in terms of the main pieces. So overall, pretty happy with how this one worked out. I'll go ahead and equip that. Puts me at a nice solid 415. So we'll make this for the ret set. Let's equip the prot set and change this to 424. Save, and then my holy set, which I don't use often, but if I'm playing Paladin next season, I'm definitely going to be learning how, continuing to learn prop or holy Paladin rather, because I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with it. So very, very cool stuff. So pretty successful vaults overall. I think the biggest bummer might have been the warrior one, which it was still a big upgrade, so you're kind of satisfied with it. But for the most part, like, yeah, you just solid upgrades across the board for all 4 characters. So I'll look to try and get more vaults in on the warrior next week, because I'm trying to gear him up, and I want to try to get the DK done. Both of those will be definite time walking priorities, but overall pretty happy with this week's vault, considering how late into the season it is, particularly on my main. He's at 415, so the number of upgrades that are there are starting to become very limited, and still managed to get 424 tier home, which is good, because I'm not going to kill that boss. And my guild is not getting CE this turnaround. We're striving to get 5 of 8, which for our first tier of mythic, I'm pretty satisfied with overall. So overall, like I said, good vaults. And as far as the future of the channel goes, I know I've been very off and not very consistent about doing videos. 10.1 was announced. May 2nd is the release of the patch. May 9th, the release of Season 2. I was thinking about doing guides for Ret Paladin, Ret Paladin, Prot Paladin, and then updating guides for the Druid specs, and maybe even doing a Beast Mastery Hunter guide. But with the fact that the patch is only a month old, I don't feel like it's really worth my time investment to put time and effort into those videos when 10.1 comes around and changes up a lot of what we're talking about and we play now. Like, I already know that certain tier sets are going to start skewing different talents in the way, things of that nature. So gonna hold off on doing any class guides until 10.1 releases. The other thing I'm planning for season 2 is a new series called Demystifying Mythic Plus, where my goal is to kind of help new players or players that don't play a lot of Mythic Plus find their way into the system and kind of take away a lot of the stigmas from it. That, you know, pugging is horrible, or, which, I mean, generally speaking, you do have a lesser quality group and full pickup groups than you do with a coordinated team. But kind of some of the things to expect when you in different roles, kind of looking at particularly routing, I think is going to be a big one, because we're getting 8 new dungeons next season, which means it's going to be 8 new dungeons that you have to learn how to route. So what I'm looking to do is do a series of Demystifying Mythic Plus is what I'm going to call it. And we're going to start off with routing guides in each of these, where we'll start with the 4 Dragonflight dungeons and then do the 4 dungeons that we are getting as bonuses. And we'll go through and something such as Mythic Dungeon Tools. As you can see, this Halls of Valor at the very top here, where it actually tells you like how much count these guys are in terms of, like, you know, enemy forces and stuff like that. And you can actually create routes. So you can see I can add pull here. I don't have anyone for this dungeon, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into things like, for example, we're getting back, let's fix this actually, more dungeons, Battle for Azeroth. For example, we're getting Freehold, and you can see I have some old routes built out in Freehold that took advantage of things like, you know, Awakening, or, you know, you can put notes here that can, you know, solo things and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this and we're going to do kind of like the most basic press W routes. So what are the mobs that you want to gather up, and how do you want to pull them? What groupings do you want to pull them in, and things like that, that just kind of allow you to get a route that is very easy for new people to learn. And then I'll try to do a dungeon where I'm doing this route in action, so that you can do that. So we'll kind of cover all of that in season 2 when I can start getting into the dungeons, getting some video footage of that. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in, kind of seeing the routes that I build in MDT that are very sort of beginner friendly, and then seeing how that route plays out inside of the dungeon environment. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you're cool with. I'm also going to be doing a sort of new series called the Soapbox, or Works' Soapbox, whatever you want to call it. I'm still kind of working on a name for it, where I just kind of talk about general topics in and around the game of World of Warcraft, and sometimes maybe even Overwatch, just because I like that game too, where we are going to kind of go over some of the burning subjects or burning topics that I'm seeing through WoW Twitter, through the WoW discourse, the few different discords that I'm in, and just kind of give my thoughts and my takes on them. These videos will be very much background fodder. I'm probably just going to be sitting just like this doing them, and so you won't necessarily see a ton in the way of gameplay to go with it. But I'm going to try to keep these videos like under 15-ish minutes, where I just give my takes on subjects. Sometimes it'll be just one subject if it feel like it's a nuanced take, or sometimes it might be more than one subject. I'm actually going to have one of those coming out later this week, because we've had kind of discourse around no healer keys that has been really popping up, with a few groups taking 4 DPS on a prop pally and timing like 26, 27, 28 keys without needing a healer at all. And then also looking at the discourse around weak auras, because there was some stuff that came out of the MDI this weekend that has caused some new discourse around weak auras and kind of the power of the add-on as a whole. So be on the lookout for that video. That'll be coming later this week. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe. It does mean a lot to me if you do any of those. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I want to go ahead and reach that goal, hopefully by the end of summer. So you can definitely do your part to help me out with that overall. So until the next video, guys, I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you are having fun. You keep on gaming, and I will see you all in the next video.